Okay, let's get started. Now, today is all about herbs. Now, I handle lots of herbs in my practice, herbal compounds, single herbs, these type of things. Today, I'm going to talk about a particular company I've been using for a long time, and that's Weed Botanical. Dr. Nick Weed, fellow chiropractor, herbalist, uh, he has put a lot of years, a lot of work in developing these products. And, it's not easy to always figure out how to use particular herbs unless you're trained to. And after a while, being a patient, taking the herbs, you're going to find out real quickly what works and what does not work. It was actually years where I really discovered how to combine herbs and herbal compounds and really understand which ones work together, what sequence, and how to do even the compounds, one compound one week, one another. But I've got some interesting ones today we're going to discuss, and I'm going to have this just for you guys, the patients today. So you will have a better understanding when you have a certain condition, how to use your herbs. Now, taking a single herb is, but well, take this echinacea, Dr. Price, and this should just secure everything. Actually, a single herb is not always the best thing to do because when you take herbal compounds, synergistically, these compounds work together. One may help a friend of mine, he's a master herbalist for Chinese medicine. And he explained it to me years ago in simple terms using Chinese medicine. And the same thing with current compounds. One herb may help it just get through the stomach. One herb helps it get to the proper site or receptor sites. And one herb actually delivers the response you want to for the condition you have. So the combination of herbs tells you how things go together. And definitely some herbs do not go well together. So let's discuss a couple. And I'll pull up a screen to you. There's a paper, and those of you on my email list, I do tell you, please get on my email list so you get the good stuff. I don't always share on social media everything, but the email list, you get the juicy stuff, all right? So I'm going to share a screen with you here. All right, and here we go, and boom, there we go. So you guys should be seeing Weed Botanical here. So what I'm going to talk about here is these herbal formulas is the benefits of compounds. And you see right here, synergy, balance, personalization, nature, and being gentle with the body. Is herbs are not like drugs. Drugs are non-specific. When you get a patented drug, it's a chemical. It's like you may have a flower, a dandelion, but only one piece of that dandelion is taken out, a chemical part, and used for the desired effect. Most drugs are made this way. They may squish up a spider from the rainforest and use just a piece of an enzyme out of this spider for a drug. Herbs have many different compounds within them, or phenols, as far as this chemistry of an herb. Not all of it's even understood even today of all of what's inside a single plant. And that's why the Amazon rainforest is so powerful for its herbs. So do you see here, synergy and balance? So they have a potent effect than more than just using one single herb, because you get a more effective treatment when you combine them, right? So when you're creating an herbs, these formulas, at least, you get a selection, right? You got to know which ones to put together. They're synergistic, like we said, proportioning what percentage of a product goes together, a 25%, a 50% of an herb goes together, and then preparing them, how you prepare the herbs. Right? And common uses that I use in the office are here. I listed them here in this email. Digestive health, bloating, gas, supporting all your gut health. A good GI gut is very important because all the turmoil of the bad foods today that we talked about. Immune support, stress and anxiety. Anybody have any stress, anxiety? Notice you go to the store, you have a whole counter full of products that go energy, caffeine. Let's give you a monster drink, right? But you don't see many of them on the counter say, hey, stress and relaxation, stress-free products. Here, take this. We don't have those pretty much in society at our convenience. Energy, vitality, right? Everybody needs a little more energy these days. Infections. Very important for you to learn how to use herbs for your own, as I say here, pathogen defense. Because just using a drug is not enough. Now, antibiotics are very strong, but they destroy everything, very non-discriminate in how they go into the body. But when you get into herbs, herbs are very good about protecting the natural gut and bacteria in the genome of the gut. So I have, during the winter months, there are certain herbal formulas that are very popular that I keep in the office all the time. And so I'm going to talk about my very first one here, a fungolytic compound. Now, fungolytic compound is just what it says, fungolytic. And if you look at yeast and mold, okay, the candida products are a fungi, basically. So when you get mold, different funguses, they're all basically a fungi. And so when you get the fungolytic compound, this is a very powerful formula, meaning when you start taking it, you'll notice some kind of side effect from it, meaning you will feel something. You'll get a runny nose, a headache, low energy. And that means it's working. You don't take it and go, well, golly, I feel worse, Dr. Price. Maybe I should stop taking this. No, that's not the answer. The answer is it's working, right? So fungolytic, I use this in conjunction with some other herbs at times, other compounds. And you see me, it says very strong for respiratory system, blood, liver, kidneys are involved, right? So very broad spectrum product. But like any other product, when you have a respiratory condition, a lot of times that is candida. Yeast has gotten into your lungs. And so one I always point to for everyone is the fungolytic formula or fungolytic compound that it's called. From here, I go down to C-Pel. C-Pel is more or less for candida, for yeast. It is specific to there. It is a good natural antibiotic. If you're looking for something, which I keep at home, anytime you feel like any kind of bug is invading you, your immune system's down, it's good to slap in a little C-Pel into your body. It's very bitter because of the golden seal root that's in there. You'll see echinacea and golden seal root used all the time in pharmacies as far as natural pharmacies. But look at golden seal root as like one of the primary ingredients in C-Pel. So one thing that we do, we have these candida infections, even complicating factors of AIDS, cancer, pneumonia, autoimmune diseases, is you switch them around. I'll take C-Pel with a patient for a week and then stop and then put them on the fungolytic for a week. Because one thing that I tell the patients about all the time is one of the secrets we've learned in 4 or 5 days, candida or yeast, as you call it, it adapts. It knows it's being killed. It knows certain things are killing it. So it adapts to it. And that product stops working. And the patient now thinks, hey, I've gotten better. I don't have any symptoms anymore. No, the yeast has adapted. So what do? You switch. You take and put the fungolytic in your hands and take that for a week now. Right? Now, one of the very popular ones, we have our own key essentials on our website for our products. We have VIRA-Pel. It is one of the 2 major products that we sell the most on our website. For people ordering all over the country, VIRA-Pel is one of those favorites. Anti-inflammatory, liver protector as well. But this is one that really helps you when you get really sick. And the thing is, you say antiviral, immune stimulating, it talks about it in the product. But when you start taking one of these products, one thing you want to remember is you want to start at the first sign of any symptom. And this is the thing that people don't do. They wait till they're sick for about a week and then they start taking something. The idea is the first sign of any illness, man, you pound your body with these herbs like right away, right? And we'll talk about dosages here later. So here I talk about pharmaceutical agents. They kill the virus that kills the virus. Usually it kills the human host cell, leading to wide tissue damage. Okay. What about the herpes viruses? Those are pretty broad spread all over the country, other countries. Okay. So VIRA-Pel, very therapeutic in blocking viral receptor sites. Like you have a site, receptors, and it blocks these receptor sites. Kind of like nicotine blocks the receptor sites for venom. Venom that we all know is in our yeast. Yeast is have viper producing venom and yeast these days. This is another subject to discuss later. A lot of people who thought they had the flu-like symptoms are actually venom that's in the food system today, that's in our water system today. Nicotine blocks those. We'll talk about that more later. But right now, the VIRA-Pel, any kind of infecting disease getting you're getting ill. You want your white blood cell count to rise and come to action. These herb combinations will do just that. Okay. Now, the next one I'll talk about is infection fighter. See this here? This is probably the #1 product we sell online. I don't know how everybody found this one, but they definitely found it, and definitely people love this one. And we sell these in 2-ounce and 4-ounce bottles. Those, if you want a little more. Once again, the first sign of any illness is to learn to use the herbs right away. A runny nose, a headache, nausea. I don't feel good. I have a headache. I'm not sleeping well. Whatever it may be, this is your alternative to using an antibiotic. So if you're looking for a natural way to put this on your shelf and have a product sitting on your shelf at home, infection fighter is one to have for just that. You look here, bacteria can replicate themselves rapidly. Sometimes the population doubling themselves in just 5 minutes. You guys see that? In 5 minutes, they can double themselves. They have the ability to learn, to adapt, and resist single chemical antibiotics. So that's why they say, oh, this strain is resistant to the antibiotic. Well, sure it is. It's just one chemical. So that's why I use an array of different chemicals and herbal compounds to be more effective. And of course, it doesn't hurt your body. Now look at here where it says alkaloids. Okay, alkaloids and golden seal root, 35. Look at chaparral leaf. See this down here? Chaparral leaf, 60 different biological phenylytic compounds. That means it is really potent. The chaparral leaf is one of those herbs that grows out in the desert. It's like it grows in harsh environments. And so it's one of those ones that the camels and horses would eat. And so they knew the Germans, when they came into the desert years ago, they noticed the animals in their poop had lots of good probiotics, the bacteria in there. And so the Arabs, when they got sick, they would simply eat the fresh poop from a camel or a horse. This is real stuff, guys. I'm not making this up, okay? And that's how they got better for the first time illness. Kind of find out, they look at what the animals were eating, a lot of chaparral leaf from the desert, right? And so having a good gut bacteria means you must kill the bad guys without harming the good guys. Story always goes. So this is a go for a natural antibiotic. You have kids. Kids cold. Kids cold is made as it's easier for kids to take down. Now, remember, it's still an herbal formula. And as I was discussing with a family the other day, the sick child, said, well, we're going to give this to our kid, but he didn't like it. Okay, do kids ever like anything with medicine? Do they ever like anything you're going to give them? Here, we're going to give you a shot. Do they like that? I'm going to give my child an enema because he's constipated. Do you think they're going to like that? Remember, when your child is ill, before running to the emergency room and they're going to pound them full of antibiotics, you know what they're going to do already. Be a parent. The kid's not going to like it. Whatever you're going to do, the kid is going to resist at most levels. Now, introducing them at a young age is wonderful because then they get used to what you do to them. But when using kids cold, it doesn't taste good. It's an herbal formula, right? And so what you do, you dilute it. You put it in some kind of applesauce and some kind of banana, some kind of juice. I usually avoid citrus because citrus can upset the stomach sometimes if someone's not feeling well. But remember, guys, when you have a sick child, be a parent. Don't say, well, he doesn't like it, so I'm not going to give it to him. You're doing harm. Be the parent, do what's needed. You're not going to harm your child giving him a herbal formula. This formula, all it needs is drops. You're talking like you put 5 drops in some apple juice or whatever kind of juice you can, mash it in a potato, put in some applesauce, whatever you can do to get it down their mouth. Put it in like a little syringe like you do your dog at home, squirt a little bit in the mouth. They may spit some out, but get it down now. Along with homeopathy, that works great for kids. All right. Going on down, Carazabrant, if you can say that correctly, Carazabrant. Now, those of you who get it's summertime now, but when wintertime rolls around, you start getting congestion in the lungs, these respiratory illnesses. This is your #1 product here. Right? This has what they call OSHA root. OSHA root during the scamdemic that went on, it went up to a high price because people knew how well it worked for the lungs, OSHA root. And so Carazabrant, anytime any kind of congestion in the lung begins, don't wait till it gets going. You start putting this Carazabrant down here. And I mean, like the first day, I'll talk about dosage a little bit now. When I get somebody who says, hey, they've got something going on, I tell them every hour you take a dosage of this. Like take a full syringe, 30 to 60 milliliters, a full syringe. I'm sorry, it'd be one syringe usually like could be 1 milliliter. I want to get that corrected for you. But with the syringes that you'll get with this bottle, you just fill up that syringe needle all you can and take several of those every hour the first day. Remember that? Every hour. Then the next day, every other hour. Some people are professionals. They take the bottle, take the cap off of it, and they just sip a little bit. That's what I do. I have my VIRA-Pel or Carazabrant. I'll just sip a little bit out of the bottle. I feel any kind of bug trying to invade me. But this one's a pretty powerful one, and working right away works wonders. It'll stop something from coming. Yeah, here I am right here. The best way to use herbal form is to start taking them at the first onset of any symptoms. But what happens to you guys? Hey, Dr. Price, I didn't come to see you because I was sick. So I waited till I was really sick and then I came in to see you. Okay. This is basically how things normally go. But now after this video, hopefully you guys have a little more education to understand herbs are something you use immediately. Lung health, another going for any kind of lung congestions. Strengthens your respiratory system. This one's been used, the herbs in this, guys, throughout history have been used for lungs and conditions, right? pulmonary congestion. Right? It's a good preventative for wintertime. So if you want to just start taking something a little bit every day, then wintertime, lung health is a good one for just that. All right. Let's see. Bronchial health. Look at this one here. So I've had some patients over the last several months here who've had a lot of lung conditions, and I use bronchial health quite a bit for them. The stop smoking you'll see next, because a lot of them had also had a little bit of asthma with it. When you see a patient with the condition of asthma, right? This has to do with the respiratory system, obviously, but it indicates that they're not eliminating. Look here, and it says not eliminating the waste from the body as efficiently as they could. So basically, they're toxic. So this is a good one that helps remove the toxins from the lungs. Makes you, it's like a humectant, makes you cough things up. So anybody out there who knows someone with asthma, this is a formula that they should be on quite often, even a formula they could stay on the rest of their life. Because any kind of asthma attack is basically bronchial restrictions with a buildup of toxins in the lungs. And this means your lymphatic system's congested. It means your liver's probably congested and sluggish. So this is a very good one to help with that bronchial irritation. It's like a natural emectic. It's going to take up the mucus and get it out. Now, stop smoking. Those who are trying to stop smoking, but it's not just for smokers, guys. Anybody having difficulty breathing, can't take that good deep breath. Stop smoking is a great one. Now, those who are trying to get rid of tobacco and stop smoking, this is what they originally designed, what Dr. Weed designed this for. It helps with the cravings of nicotine. All right, so you have these withdrawal symptoms, you can start taking a little stop smoking product because it has an herb in there. There's lobelia. Okay, it's a botanical that's similar to tobacco, but it's not addictive. It's the same thing. It can go to the same receptor sites we talked about earlier, just like nicotine does. But lobelia is the herb they use. But you know, regular nicotine is highly toxic, as you know. But is people think, oh, well, I don't smoke anymore because I use this little pipe here. I use this little inhaler I use. Guys, those when we start testing these little vaping that people do, those are loaded through hundreds of chemicals in these things. You're not getting just a tobacco, just an ingredient that you think. They are loaded full of toxins. So you just do your best to you make your own decision there. But lymphatic formula is one that's quite common. So as a person is detoxing, especially a liver detoxification, they're going through a colon cleansing, excess trash that you're moving out of your body, it gets stuck in the lymphatics. Lymphatics are like little trash cans all over the body, right? So these little trash cans are trying their best to dump the toxins, but also these also kill. They're the garbage disposal system of the body. If they put a toxin in the lymphatic gland, like they did in this test here, on the outer side of the gland on the lymphatic, that toxin had been removed. But what does the medical world do? Hey, let's just remove them. You don't need this. That lymphatic gland has cancer cells in it. Let's just take it out of your body. Well, why do you think it has cancer cells or other bacterial or lymphatics with yeast in them or mold? Because it's killing it. It's a trash can. It's helping your body dispose of it. So you do not want to remove, in my opinion, you do not want to remove your lymphatic system, no matter what anybody tells you. Hey, you have two kidneys, one's not working. Well, let's just remove the one that's not working because it's not working. Guys, when they start removing your organs and glands from your body, I would be very careful, and I'd probably switch and get several other opinions before I'd make a decision like this. Right? So herbal cough remedy is another good one. This is one for those who got that persistent cough. It's not like the regular formulas from the pharmacy, the drugs that just stop it. These will make you cough up like a humectic again, the mucus, and help get that mucus out of you, and it calms the cough that way. Very soothing. It's great product. You get into parasites, you have vermifuge. Vermifuge is for what? Killing your buggies, right? So people think, well, I'm in the United States, I don't have parasites. Well, let me tell you, we got more parasites in this country than probably any other place. Or let's just be equal. Because when I send patients to go get a colonic, they just don't go there and see nothing. Something always comes out of their bodies. And you may have protozoan, little small ones that you don't see, but if you really want to see what's coming out of your body, when you start killing parasites, get one of those little poop catchers they use for kids. Kind of gross if you look at these things, but you're sifting through to see what worms are coming out of your body. So vermifuge is one of those products that add to your list when you're trying to kill bugs in the body. And you'll see most conditions today has a relationship to parasites. Cancer Autoimmune disease. Usually this are misdiagnosed. They're actually parasitic infections, because what do the parasites do? They eat your organs. They basically eat you. They poop in your body. So they're eating your nutrients, your vitamins, your minerals. They're eating up those parts. And then they leave their waste in your body. So yeah, there can be a real problem with these. So coming to the end of these, when I give you this overview, look where I say beginning, acute bronchitis. Acute, it's just began. Lung health. Chronic coughing, herbal cough. Respiratory bacterial, infection fighter. Respiratory viral. Now, people ask, well, what's the difference, Dr. Bryce? Well, if you're coughing up mucus that has color to it, it's brown, it's green, that's bacterial. If it's clear, usually it's viral. That's usually the way to look at it. But what I use is this wonderful thing called kinesiology, and I always offer the patients to learn it, that they learn kinesiology through lean testing, through muscle testing, and ask your body which one, or maybe both of these, you should be even using in conjunction with each other. You could use one hour, one the other. Believe me, when you're not feeling good, you're ready to do anything to feel better. And then when you get to bronchial health, see how that's used for a lot of asthma patients. And fungus and mold, fungolytic, other bacterial infections, C-Pel. The C-Pel has an affinity really to help with those have these yeast infections. And yeast is basically the new threat to society, guys. The P. pastoris, the ceviche, these different brewer's yeast type yeast that are out there basically have viper venom releasing out of them. And they've even seen them releasing the spider silk from these yeast that are clogging up our arteries and stuff. So this kind of stuff, the genetically modified yeast doesn't get your attention, I don't know what will, because these are things that can actually end your life quickly. We think the Chinese had it right when they told us 70s are your middle ages. Well, here in America, once again, I always tell you, we think 70s is the end of your life. Well, I got patients dying at the end of their life in their 50s. Okay, these are the ones who hasn't done the things that I showed them to do. Guys, you should live a long, healthy life. 70 should not be the end of the road for you. My mom at 93 is still going strong, and she does all these things that I'm showing you. Whatever she needs, she already knows herself what to use. Look at the VIRA-Pel. Look at the lymphatic formula for lymphatic blockage to stop smoking, the vermifuge. So guys, these are how you, when you have your little natural medicine shelf at home, your cabinet, your go-to, it should contain these products here. So what I suggest to you is to stock up, have them there, because by the time you order something, wait for it, a day or two, 2 days ago, and 3 days, the time you even get to me, has gone by and you don't have access to these. You need to have these on stock in your little pharmacy at home and use immediately. That is the best way to use herbs. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this today. Hope you liked the little my little review of natural herbs for you and their compounds. And these are just a few. I have a whole array of them, and we're gonna spotlight some other companies here in the future with their herbal products. But I want to spotlight today We Botanicals, because we've been using those for a long time, and I'm very confident when I use these that how I use them and the effects we're going to get from them. And so I hope that you guys also pick up a little bit from this today. Learn to use the herbs. Learn to use these on your formulas at home. And on your children, introduce your children at an early age to herbal formulas. Remember, be the parent. Okay? All right, guys.